Good morning. Today's January the 7th. I'm set up on the edge of a clear cut where these pines kind of pinch down to a corner. I got multiple trails that come right into this corner right here and across a little log road going in behind me. Back behind me, I don't know, 300 yards and 200 yards one way is two different bed areas, and then you got this bed area. So I'm kind of in between three bed areas, you might say. A little bit far from the other ones, but I'm right on the corner of this one. So far, it's been a really good morning. As I walked in here, I had a coyote run off. It sounded like a coyote. Yeah, I thought it was a deer at first, but then it didn't sound like a deer. It was still dark. So I heard something run off, either a coyote or a fox. After it got daylight, I heard a coyote barking to my left. And it was barking and yelping and barking and chasing something. Kind of the first time I ever heard a coyote sound like it was chasing something. And about 30 minutes later, after it got quiet to my right, I heard a deer snort. And the deer was actually downwind of me, kind of at an angle. I wasn't really sure if it was smelling me or maybe snorting at the coyote. About another 40 minutes later, a really nice buck come down the edge of this cutover right here. I thought he was going to continue on this trail, passing right in front of me. But he cut across the log road about 40 yards above me. I've already shot 2 bucks this year. If I shoot another buck, it better be a real big one. I'm not going to shoot another buck this year unless he's one I'm really going to be proud of. I've been proud of the 2 I've shot, and that one's about the same size as the ones I've been shooting. I'm not really sure. I couldn't really tell, but I've got a really big 4-point down here. He's a cool looking deer, and I'd like to let him grow. I think he's a 2.5-year-old deer. But I'm going to kick back and see what else comes through this morning. It's still pretty early.
Now he heard that grunt. He's trying to look this direction, see if he can see what's making the sound. Speaking of the devil, I was just talking about this 4-point, and here he shows up. This is actually the first time I've been able to look at this deer in hard antler. The first time I saw him, he was in velvet, and I got some trail cam videos of this deer in velvet, and I think it's the same 4-point. It could actually be a different 4-point. This is the trail cam footage I've got of the 4-point. That's him in the back walking up, and you'll get a much better look at him here in just a second. I get a bachelor group of bucks that hang out in this area every year, and I can put my camera right here in this corner and pretty much catch all of them coming through. It's just a road crossing. I don't have any corn or anything like that piled out for them. I just catch them on their natural travel routes, and that's the 4-point right there. Look how high that rack is. This may be 2 different 4-points. It's hard to tell when they're in velvet like that. When you look at this one, it's possibly the same one. You guys leave a comment and tell me what you think. Anyway, he heard me grunt, so he's gonna kind of ease down my direction. I'm set up, I got a really steep hill right behind me, so he's pretty much gonna have to commit to coming over to the edge of that hill where he can see down behind me. That's why grunting works so well. It's usually your setup. You either have to have something obstructing their view or a terrain feature that forces them to come to a certain area, maybe a well-used trail that deer might think that other deer have walked. You almost got to think like a deer when you do your setups, grunting to them. I always try to put myself in the best position that I can. It don't always work that way, but more times than not it works.
He don't know if he wants to come down here or not. He's thinking about it. I ain't gonna shoot him anyway.